Change. We all experience change. Change might be the only thing that I can guarantee will happen to you within your lifetime. And just like you and me, our landscapes are changing too. One of the most significant changes that has happened to the southeastern landscape over the last 300 years has been the transition from forest land to agricultural land. Now, I study the Longleaf pine forest, a forest that used to stretch from North Carolina to Texas. And this forest is only existing on 1% of the land that it used to, which makes it an endangered ecosystem. Now, this ecosystem is home to many endangered species like the red cockaded woodpecker and the gopher tortoise. And it's such an important place because it's actually the most biodiverse ecosystem in all of North America. Now, what happened to this ecosystem is humans came along and cut down all the wood for timber, and then they had this big open expanse that they said this would be perfect for farming. And so they started farming the land. But after a couple years, they realized that not all of the land was prime for agriculture. And so they either abandoned the land, and sometimes they even replanted the land to longleaf pine. Yes! That's what I wanted to see, more longleaf pine. But when these forests grew back, they looked completely different than they did historically. Here we have a historic longleaf pine ecosystem and a planted longleaf pine ecosystem, or a plantation. And after it's been affected by agriculture, it looks completely different. And that's in the forest understory, the sink of all the biodiversity. Now, I've got a research site in southwestern Georgia, and here we have 100 acres of longleaf pine plantation that used to exist on a former peanut farm. Now, on 50 of these acres, we planted a native understory ground cover mix within the longleaf pine plantations, and on the other 50, we didn't plant anything in the understory. We just let the plants found there that established there over the long term in this plantation naturally stay there. So a team of 5 people and I went out into the woods this last summer, and we spent 1,600 hours sampling the forest understory with a square meter quadrat. We placed this in 150 different spots across the 100 acres, and we picked out every single species from the understory, identified it, tagged it, bagged it, dried it, and then got this awesome data set, from which I figured out that there is a significant community compositional difference when you seed a longleaf pine understory compared to not seeding a longleaf pine understory, such that we can push the ecosystem into its historic properties. That's my change. Thank you.